Hey y'all, we're back.
We're back.
I should, before we get into this, I need to come clean about something though. Episode 1 we recorded, as you can see from this, all the way back in October. We were planning on doing this one sooner, but then one of the games on our very short list of games where we will drop everything to play this when it comes out came out, namely Pro Philosopher 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we wound up stopping immediately after the first episode and recording that entire game. We're not going to re-record the first episode, and we've rewatched it to get ourselves back up to slack. But just know, like it's been literally over 2 months. Okay, voices might be a little different. I think Vivian is actually going to take over narrating for this character, and we'll be doing that for the other characters as we go forward too. Just to keep it consistent, right? So the internal dialogue matches the external.
Anyway, see you in March for episode 3.
Yeah, that'll be great.
After that, I ended up replaying the song more times than I could count. Calm down. Calm down. Beep-a-deep-beep-beep-boo.
Okay, so I think this is Minato singing the song to themselves. Because it was the same noise that MAMIYA made while conducting it, so...
As soon as it ended, I rewound the tape and played it again from the beginning. That magical cassette tape held my undivided attention. I was completely enraptured. I knew that if I stopped paying attention to it, I wouldn't be able to hold it together.
I know that feeling. Like, where you get into something and you realize that if you change anything about your perception at that moment, you will just break down.
Who's this?
This is Midori. So he mentioned Midori once before. He was talking with his childhood friend about how Midori had grown.
Oh, okay.
Aw, you going home already?
Midori turned away from the 5 o'clock children's program to give me a brief look. On TV, a group of cheerful cartoon characters were singing a song. The memory of watching something similar during my childhood filled me with an odd sense of relief. I'm sorry, Midori.
You should at least stay for dinner.
I do appreciate the sentiment, and it's definitely hard to say no to your cooking, but...
So I'm guessing it's Ryo's sister then.
I actually have something planned, so...
Oh, I see. See you later, Minato. You can come over whenever you feel like it.
Thanks, Ryo, and Midori, too.
I've done nothing wrong ever. You look so happy. Yeah, a smile suits him way better anyway. Makes me happy when he's happy. Me too, Midori.
I'm back, Mamiya.
Welcome home, Minato.
Give me just a moment. I'll fix something up for dinner right away.
You literally just stepped through the door. At least take the time to catch your breath. Come on, dude. You gotta take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. Did anyone tell you that?
No way. I want you to try my cooking as soon as possible.
You might be latching on to me as kind of like a replacement for your dead friend. And I'm totally cool with that. Let's do it. It means more food. Hell yeah.
Bibbidi-bibbidi-boo.
Is he just humming the Super Mario 64? The track he missed so much is just Bob Battlefield.
I kept my earphones on when I walked into the classroom.
Oh, also, we did look up what era this took place in. The Heisei era was from 1989 to 2019, which is unfortunately a dramatic series of decades in terms of like what the general vibe might be. But given that he's walking around with a Walkman still, I'm guessing this is probably the 90s.
Okay. It made me indifferent to everyone's looks. I could focus on the music and nothing else. MAMIYA was protecting me.
I'm in your head.
The cassette tape felt oddly warm to the touch.
Hey! My voice is different now, but that's fine. Hey, take those damn things out. Ugh.
Ah.
Come on, come with me. Here, can I have this?
Morichika gave me some warm cocoa. He kept one eye on me while gulping down his coffee.
The hell happened to you, man? Come on, talk to me. You're also my replacement for a high schooler that died, so I feel like we're in a similar situation right now.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I ain't blaming you for nothing. Just,
Can I drink this cocoa?
Dude, I gave it to you for a reason. Sure.
Cutting into Morichika's sentence, I drew the cup of warm cocoa to my lips. The taste was difficult to tell. As I slowly looked to the side, my gaze met his. He widened his eyes, but waited for me to speak first. Morichika, I'd like to ask you for a favor.
Huh? Yeah, sure. What's up?
He actually smiled for once, as if he was trying his best to be considerate. Averting my gaze, I went on in a low voice. Introduce me to some girls.
Huh? Sure. No problem. Is that all? Relax, it'll go easy, especially for you. I know a babe or two that'd kill for...
That's not what I meant.
What?
I want a girl who'd become sex friends with me.
Oh. Huh.
You said earlier that you knew a girl that was into guys like me.
Hold up a sec, Tojo. Hold up. Listen, I know I'm a wreck and my life is a disaster, but that doesn't mean your life has to be, okay?
I mean, we'd just be fooling around, you know? Everyone does it these days.
Sorry, man. I can't do that for you.
Why?
Because you're acting all weird.
What's so weird about me? The rise in my voice startled a few nearby pigeons. The sound of their flapping wings as they fled interrupted us for a few moments. I can do it, so...
Clearly you can't. We don't even get a choice at the choice point. That's
but
great.
But thou must. I want to have sex.
Uh-huh. Tojo.
I can do it. I won't puke.
Tojo. Calm down, man.
I've got to prove it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's clear that this is kind of like, after what happened last episode, it's clear that this is his way of proving to himself that he's a real man, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I just gotta fuck myself straight. It'll work.
It'll work.
I definitely don't have any horrific trauma associated with sex.
No, not at all. And it's not. And the thing is, like, it's like, obviously I have my own lenses for, you know, how I like to read gender stuff. But it's obvious Minato's relationship with sex and gender is more complicated than just simply trans femme. Because he's hearing himself in both the masculine and feminine voice, and he's clearly still interested in women. He, like, I don't believe he was saying that just to be defensive. Or at least maybe I'm wrong about that. But, like, it's... And also, like, the description of himself as, you know, are not entirely male, or, like, are you entirely, you know, not entirely male, not entirely female, the blurring of both. It's hard to tell if that's just straight trans feminine behavior, or if maybe Minato's got a case of the envies.
I mean, I'm a guy.
Ugh.
I can do it. I hung my head. My legs finally gave out, sending me to my knees.
Ah, yes. Remember, having sex is the absolute only thing that can prove that you are a guy. Fellas, is it gay to have sex with a woman?
Yes.
We haven't hit that part yet, have we?
Morichika didn't say a thing. I could suddenly feel something cold against the back of my neck. It had begun to snow. The gently falling snowflakes draped our surroundings in a thin layer of white.
You'll regret it.
Morichika's voice descended upon me along with the snow. It sounded hoarse, almost like he was angry or about to cry. I don't care.
Listen, in case it's not clear yet, I'm pretty sure the reason I'm keeping you around is because you're like a symbol of purity or whatnot. Like, I'm trying to raise you into what I hoped I could have been and wasn't. I'm pretty sure. Does that seem like the right read on this?
I have no idea. You're the thieves understander.
I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did.
I need this. The falling snow enveloped me.
The music in this game is so good and absolutely will make sure everything we upload is demonetized.
Absolutely.
It's so good we don't actually monetize our channel because otherwise I'd be worried about it. But it's oddly liberating.
What was I trying to prove here, and to whom?
That's a great question for you to be asking exactly right now.
What on earth was I fighting against? My entire body was a mess. I could barely recognize myself. It made me wish that everything had ended on that snowy day. Things would have been easier that way. Ever since then, I had cut off all contact with Morichika. I stopped answering his calls and even blocked him on my phone. It'd be yet another day of my parents not coming home from work. I holed myself up in my room, shut the curtains, and listened to the cassette tape. It was all I did.
I'm not going to say Morichika was a positive influence in your life, but he was an outside influence in your life.
The water came to a boil. Whoosh. Its low rumble reminded me of the sound of an earthquake. Or that river that I so despised. I kept punching the wall over and over again. My lips had long since lost all color from the amount of times I bit into them. You sure are good at noticing the things around you, aren't you? Hell, why are you so blind to it all? I'm not perceptive. It's this world that's too much of a mess. You don't have to be sensitive to want to run away from here.
Hey. Hey, you seem good and normal.
Yeah, I'm having a normal one. The hardness of the floor, what lay in the depths of the antlion's nest, the smell of dead fish, a place where my heart could feel at peace. I felt sleepy. Nothing had changed. I couldn't remember my mother's scent or my dad's height anymore. Hey, I did it. I finally did it. This should be enough, right? Listen to me, jeez. I kept repeating it. I muttered it to myself, almost like in a state of delirium, as if nothing had happened. I knew I would fall apart otherwise, and I would no longer be able to maintain this delicate balance. I couldn't protect that simple, mundane love. I couldn't protect myself. Mamiya.
Yo, it's my name.
Tell me, what would you do if the world came to an end tomorrow?
We kind of didn't talk about it much after, but like remember the beginning of the game did have that mysterious character talking about the prophesized world's end.
Is this also going to be a post-apocalyptic thing too? Like, also the world is going to end tomorrow?
Maybe. I mean, this game has 3 chapters. I'm assuming there's some big differences in between them.
It was a silly conversation starter, nothing more than pointless small talk. Most would eat their favorite food, buy all the things they had ever wanted, or spend a usual day with their families. It was only meant to make you realize what truly mattered in
That's a
life.
wonderful question, actually. What would you do if the world was going to end tomorrow? Like, almost all the family I care about live close enough to me that I, would make sure to say, spend time with them. And then I'd spend the rest of the time with you,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, all right. That doesn't seem too hard. There's nothing huge on the bucket list that can be accomplished within 24 hours, other than, maybe just a couple more cuddles. Can never die while having wanted too many more cuddles.
True.
Actually, I take that back. I probably would find some liquor I'd never had a chance to try it.
I see.
They wouldn't be charging. The state liquor outlet's like just up the road.
To make you appreciate your day just a tiny bit more. After all, no one had seen the world end yet. The music continued to play. Like a flowing river, I felt like happiness had slipped through my fingers. Every new breath I drew was shorter than the last. MAMIYA,
Yeah,
are you out there?
I am.
You really did stay by my side until the very end. You supported me when no one else did, just like you promised.
Of course I did. Are you done?
Just a little more.
Alright,
I want to listen to it for just a while longer.
cool. This seems healthy.
I filled up the bathtub while the song continued to play.
Thankfully, my priorities so far seem completely inscrutable, so I'm totally fine with this.
I started humming it by instinct.
Hey, real quick. If you just wait a few years, you'll be able to find that song on Napster, you know.
I kept on repeating it over and over again. It was a tiny, delicate thing I tried desperately to protect. Yet, having broken away from even that, my soul now lingered in a limbo with nowhere else to go. The tape continued to play its joyful melody. From a time when you still couldn't tell if I was a boy or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to meet that old self of mine one last time. And once I did, I'd feel content.
Oh. The inherent gendery experience of wanting to meet your younger self, and I don't know if that's like I feel like a lot of stories about one's relationship with gender, that's a common theme. It's one I've definitely hit on before. Like thinking about what would I, have told myself? Could I have done things differently? I even talked today about like being able to bottle the feelings I have now and give them to my younger self and be like, hey, this will make it all worth it someday, I promise you. Is that something you ever experienced, or?
Probably.
You don't have to force it. It's okay if I'm wrong.
Thank you, MAMIYA. I am satisfied. I was boy enough, wasn't I?
You were. You became what you had always wanted to be.
I did. It's all fine then.
Let us go now, Minato. To the infinite trichilocosm. Trichilocosm?
Trichilocosm?
Looks like there's another eye.
Oh god, there is. Trichiliocosm.
To the infinite trichiliocosm where MAMIYA awaits.
And so, with no one around to pay me even the slightest bit of attention, the river continued to flow in uninterrupted, like it had done every day.
You wanna take off that uniform first? It's gonna get soggy.
Inside the dimly lit bathroom, Tojo Minato's face looked beyond peaceful. Yet in sharp contrast with his expression, the blood gushing from his wrists painted the water a menacing hue of crimson. Who is this? I picked up the cassette tape by the bathtub and put on the earphones. After rewinding the tape until it clicked, I finally pressed the play button. What I heard was a distorted mess of noises, hardly even deserving to be called a song. Who are
the heck
you?
Are you?
Wow. Oh no, he's hot.
Who the heck are you? Okay. Is that Natsume?
I don't know, but Huh.
No, you said it. You said he was hot. Do you want to voice this character?
Sure.
Okay.
Tojo Minato, why? You weren't supposed to die. Once more, I'll go to the church again. I won't give up. Interesting.
So that was... Huh. And these ones are... Oh, we got to get to them from the...
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's it's showing the Steam achievement. Okay. I see. Okay. I wonder if we have to make different decisions in order to get a better ending, or if it just ends like that no matter what.
I don't know.
Either way,
Seems like we gotta...
I'm gonna need to look up a route guide here so we can see how we get... I didn't anticipate that route ending so quickly.
Yeah, this is an interesting structure. This is not quite how I had expected.
My guess is that we're gonna have to get on each of the routes, do each of them, and then we'll unlock the outro.
And then it'll take us along to the next episode.
Yeah, or maybe we have to create a certain state of affairs. Like, he wasn't supposed to die, apparently.
Okay.
All right, so I did find a route guide to get us into some new routes, but first let me turn on the unread text skip.
Alrighty. Wait, unread text skip, so it'll skip the stuff we haven't seen? I think you're correct. You're almost assuredly correct. The feature I described would be stupid. It's just a funny name. It probably means skip until you get unread text.
Oh, no, never mind. I misunderstood what that was.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I thought it was the thing that you thought it was. Oh, I was wrong.
No. What do you mean? That this feature...
I thought this was the thing that would skip red text.
Yeah, obviously it would be. The thing I have described would be a stupid feature.
No, because I think what this is a thing that will turn it so that way the skip button does skip past unread text.
I don't think so, because why would you ever want that feature?
That's a feature a lot of games have.
This is almost assuredly the button you want. Try it.
No,
it's going to work perfectly.
No, it will not.
It literally will. It's literally what it's for.
So you're wrong.
I was memeing because the feature I've described is stupid.
It's a stupid feature that exists in a lot of visual novels.
Does it?
Yes. It explicitly does.
Sound off in the comments if the button does exactly the thing that it should do, and it just has a silly name.
Okay, I left it in. All right, so I've got my guide now. We're going to skip ahead. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Wait. This is different. Once more, I'll go to the church again. I won't give up. We start with Natsume died.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
I'm here again. I don't want to see a tragedy like that ever again.
Oh, right. I was this.
Were you this mysterious person in the beginning here?
I don't know. I don't think we knew who the person
we don't know
was, but I was the person who just was like, I got to go back to the church. And
yeah, okay.
It seems like they're back.
So if you'd like to be that person, go for it. Yep. These two lines right here.
I don't want to see a tragedy like that ever again. I got to find a way to prevent it. I got more time than last time, too. I should be able to explore this church.
Oh, time looping.
Okay. It's SK Core.
It takes more. Okay. I like time loop games, but time looping is not sufficient to make something SK Core.
Okay.
This is an important distinction, and I don't want to diminish the how SK Core as a term is used. time looping is often a part of it, but is not by any means sufficient. And it's not even necessary. It's just a common factor.
Okay. So are you denying, though, that this game is SK Core?
I don't know enough about it to know if it's SK Core yet. We're having fun, though.
After muttering that to myself, I nodded and took a step forward. Only to end up bumping into someone. Sorry.
Sorry.
The pink-haired man glanced at me.
Shh.
Then clicked his tongue and headed into the church. Did he just click his tongue at me?
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, so the skip button does work, and you were completely correct.
Yes,
and the thing that I was saying
told
was
you.
completely wrong and stupid.
Which means I was wrong to begin with. And
I was wrong to meme when in fact the thing that I was whatever.
So whose route do we want to do? Ryo's, Haruki's, or Kato's?
Who the fuck is Kato?
I think Kato's the blue net that we haven't really seen a lot of. Why don't we do Haruki?
Sure, since he's the one we've seen the most of so far, so it feels kind of natural.
Like a natural kind of. And we've seen a little bit of Ryo. So to get on Haruki's route, we take a seat deeper in.
I took a seat deeper in. I'll sit next to you if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I kept gazing at the flowers far ahead while waiting for the ceremony to begin.
So, second choice, we'll let you observe each of the 4 characters. Each time a character is in focus, 2 choices will appear. So last time we did in the beginning we went curious on all of them. So There's nothing new to see here. And we're only going to get +1 to our current character route on the one we want to do. So let's skip these.
I ignored him as I would every other attendee and maintained my silence. I ignored him as I would every other attendee and blah blah blah.
So we are curious, but we've read this before. Yep. And then sit in a seat deeper in. Yep, here we go. This starts the route.
I headed to the seats deeper in. There I found a man with a flashy appearance. I recognized his voice. You were singing a hymn, weren't you?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I tried joining in as well, but I couldn't really sing at all.
So what? I only sang because I could.
You're not a student, are you? What was your relationship with Natsume?
He was, an old acquaintance. When we were brats, he often got me to play with him after mass and shit. That is an entirely new angle to their relationship. Because for Minato Rao, all we knew was that he brought him along as a gambling buddy.
And now we know that they're both Catholic.
You eventually just stopped showing up, and that was that. Didn't meet him once after I grew up, though. Looked naive as always, and had that same goofy grin plastered all over his face. Honestly thought I'd end up outliving him. Honestly never thought I'd end up outliving him. That's a very different sentence. I never expected that I'd be the one left behind. Ugh, damn it. Don't fucking die before me.
Stop that.
Stop dying.
Stop it. Don't die.
Is this still me?
I don't know yet.
Well, let's keep rocking until it's clear whether or not it's me again.
Words of love carried only sadness.
I love you more than anything in this world.
Because when the words you gave were sent back, I didn't know how to accept them.
I love you too.
Within this empty city, I poured out a drink to get me through the moment. Come tomorrow, I'd forget the taste of last night's love, and yet...
Okay, yeah, this is definitely more Chica.
Okay.
Ugh. This movie is shit.
I clicked my tongue and left the cinema. Beneath the cold sky, I heard nothing but a repeating clicking from my hands. Worst goddamn time for my lighter to stop working.
Placing bets on if Morichika survives his route. I'm guessing no.
Yeah, I'm guessing no.
I
I'm
bet
guessing
they all
none of
fucking
them
die.
survive their routes here.
Yeah. That's my big swing.
Ugh, damn it. Also, the routes are short enough that if we have to do decision point stuff, I'm not gonna bother doing saves at every choice point. It looks like they're short enough that we can just fast forward through them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bothering to hide my irritation, I slowly brought the thing to my cig after finally managing to light it up. Ugh. Enveloped by the cold, I watched the smoke rise into the dark of night.
You ever think about why it's enveloped and not enveloped?
Well, because they mean two different things, but I don't know.
Do they?
Yeah, to envelop something means to enclose it, and an envelope.
What is an envelope for?
An envelope is a very
for
specific.
enclosing?
No, I mean
a
like,
letter.
That's why they share the same route, the same route, or the same name for them. But an envelope is a very specific object, whereas envelope. Also, envelope doesn't have an e at the end of it. That's why they're pronounced differently. Envelope is just envelope, and envelope ends on the lope.
Oh, so putting a silent E at the end
It's
of the
not
world
silent, it makes
changes
the O.
every...
Yes, it does. It makes the O pronounced completely differently. English is fucked up. I'm not going to disagree with you on that point. But yes, adding the E does make it pronounced differently.
This is what they're trying to sell you. This
That's
is what
why
real Englishers want you to believe.
becomes lope.
But
Hop becomes hope.
on becomes N.
I don't have an explanation for that one. English sucks.
Teach the controversy.
So Natsume's dead, huh? I suddenly remember the funeral. The way he burned and turned to ash. The person actually died. Ugh, damn, it's cold. Pulled my shoulders closer to bear the freezing cold and began walking. It's when the phone I'd kept in my back pocket began vibrating. Was it Aya, Kyoko, or Sayuri? Yellow. I didn't really care much who it was. Yeah, I'm going right now. Seeking a place to warm up, I resumed my walk through this ice-cold Tokyo.
Have we known they were in Tokyo before?
I don't remember if it was explicitly stated. It was long enough. It's been long enough that I don't remember, and I didn't hear anything specifically. But I'm also not really surprised.
But, huh? Yeah, of course I love you. I doubted anyone else was looking forward to the end of the world as much as I did. My life had always felt like I'd been watching it in third person, like a movie. If it were to end, I'd want it to be a spectacle. Making it ensemble cast work, even. Something large scale that would downplay my personal pain. Like if I was only one route of a series of 4 characters or something. And I could, like, narrate my own life in my own route. Like,
I do understand that, though. The feeling of, like, trying to restructure and understand your own emotional pain through the lens of creating a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like because, and I've written far too much about this. Stories make sense, right? They have to make sense. So if the pain you're feeling is part of an emotional arc of a story, if whatever's happening to you is part of a story, then there also has to be a resolution. There also has to be something better to come at the end of it. Or at a minimum, what's happening has to make sense. It doesn't have to be just a random, senseless act in a universe that doesn't care about you. And that will keep turning, even though the person you cared about is now dead. Sorry for the tangent.
That way I wouldn't have to bear the shivering on my own. MAMIYA.
Oh, wait, he already knows who MAMIYA is.
The sound of rolling film. The persistent noise of the projector. Sparse seats. Lights near my feet. MAMIYA. In this cold, clockwork town, I kept on watching a long, long movie.
Something I've been wondering if it's going to be relevant, and I should say now, since it seems like a time, MAMIYA is definitely the name of a camera company, and we're getting this film metaphor. We also got pictures in the previous routes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this a thing?
What
Is
does
this actually a
MAMIYA literally
thing?
mean in Japanese?
I have no idea.
Because I gotta wonder if I wonder if maybe it's a coincidence.
I just
I
know
did
they make
notice
these cool-ass cameras. Like, that's
Yeah.
a cool-looking camera.
I did notice the camera things because it was hard finding images for this game, but just searching MAMIYA.
Yep.
Because the camera company is more well known. But yeah, I guess it's worth pointing out. I gotta wonder if that's something more about what the word MAMIYA means and why it might be used for a film company and as the name for this character that perhaps has a way of portraying things as stories versus an intentional. Because it would be a weird thing to intentionally name your game after, right? It'd be like, come play my new game called Kodak.
I mean, that doesn't seem like that unreasonable, other than the fact that it would be a copyright, trademark
Or
problem.
come play my game called Polaroid.
Yeah, like, I feel like if it weren't that it was a fucking trademark violation, people would.
Huh. Alright.
You could tell there was no man living here. She was a total career woman. After entering the hallway, I remembered that the bathroom in this place is in a different direction and turned around. Grabbed the clothes I'd scattered around at the entrance and put my arms in them. Washed my face, stretched my arms, and shaved my stubble for good measure. Once I was done, I grabbed a blue toothbrush and brushed my teeth, too.
Bluetooth brush? So how could it be in the 90s if they have Bluetooth?
God, stop it. No, it's actually a Viking era. The
Oh,
Bluetooth is the name.
Harald Bluetooth.
Yes, exactly.
Incidentally, yes, what Bluetooth is named after.
No, I know that. That's why I made that joke.
There was also some hair wax in my pocket, so I used that to quickly style my do. Looking good. Finally, I gave my 3 10K yen notes a kiss, and stuffed them in my pocket. What the hell? I ain't getting anything. Fuck this. Feeling like shit, I dashed out of the pachinko parlor and made everyone around me scatter. Man, those 3 yukichis I got from Kyoko sure didn't last long. Oh wait, they're paying him?
Yep.
Oh, that's a different...
Yep.
That's a much different angle. It just seemed like he was kind of a sleazy playboy, but no.
Nope.
He's actually prostituting himself. Oh.
And I even wanted to get her something fancy if I won.
Either that or he's just begging money off of them.
Huh? Yeah? Kyoko, when do you wanna...
Look, Haruki, don't take this personally, but I think we should stop seeing each other.
Well? Dumbass, you could just tell me if something happened. I'll help you forget all about it.
That's not it. It's because I'm dating my boss now. I want to end our relationship.
Huh? Is this some kind of twisted joke?
The 30K I left you is my farewell gift. Bye.
Hey, Kyoko, hey! Ah, God damn it! Oh, shit! What the hell? Really had no luck, huh? What was I supposed to do now? I was freezing my balls off, too. Scroll through the contact list on my phone. Erica was no good. She was doing well with her guy. Sure, was outside of country for work while Chiaki was sick and hospitalized. Scrolling throughout my contacts, a certain name caught my eye. Natsume. It's the name of the man whose funeral I'd went to just yesterday. Fuck this. I was sure I'd never be calling it, and yet... Huh? Bafflingly enough, my hand just refused to press the delete button. That's not totally unusual, right? Because it's like some of the last organic remnants of that person's existence, right? It's one thing to create a thing to remember them by after they stop existing, but it's another thing to have those little accidents of their existence persist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you only would have had his contact information in your phone while he was alive. You wouldn't create it after he died. And then deleting that feels like removing another one of those accidental impermanencies of life from a number I'd never called before. I knew he wouldn't pick up, but it didn't stop me from pressing the button and calling him anyway.
He'd never called it before, though. Interesting.
Hell's gotten into me. Dude's already kicked the bucket. There's no way he's gonna pick up.
Hello.
The fuck?
I'm good. I locked into the correct wavelength with this guy.
What the actual fuck? My heart skipped a beat when I heard the voice of an actual human being from the other end of the line. That voice didn't belong to Natsume.
Hello?
Hello.
I think you got the wrong person. This number belongs to a person called Natsume, and...
I know.
And you are?
Where are you?
Is this a prank call? I'll hang up if it is.
I'm Natsume's acquaintance. You knew him too, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I want to meet you. Something I gotta tell you.
Is it related to Natsume?
Yeah. I just made up shit as I went along. I actually had nothing to say about Natsume, but I wasn't completely full of shit. For one, I was genuinely curious about meeting, whoever this was. After all, not everyone would just pick up the phone of a dead guy.
Yeah, that's...
I was on a phone call with a dead guy.
I was on a phone call with a dead guy! No one remembers what that's a reference to. But it also means, like, the short list of people who would get his phone would be people who had his phone before he died and kept it, or close family or relatives.
Mm-hmm.
My heart was beating like a jackhammer. I felt positively intoxicated by the thrill of the unknown. Reminded me of the excitement I felt back when someone had told me about the Treasure Island back when I was little. Oh. Starting to think of it, I never asked that mystery person what they looked like. No way I'd spot them like this. I only really knew their voice. Probably noticed me if I raised my phone. Hell, maybe they're doing the same thing. Still looking around the station trying to find someone who fit that description when suddenly a commotion of sorts erupted. I ignored it and kept looking around.
Huh? Could it be? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No way. Is that really her?
I heard a stir in the crowd and turned to look at the source. And then I saw her.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you? Battle Maid with a phone?
Techno Maid.
Hold on. I'm dancing to the techno.
She had long, silky black hair and wore an elegant skirt that danced gracefully in the night breeze. She looked like someone from another dimension. Then again, her outfit wasn't anything unusual in this part of town.
What, are they in Akiba or something?
Continued staring at the maid holding her phone up. The maid was surrounded by typical nerds who were taking her pictures as she raised the phone high. The girl blushed and seemed to even be trembling a little. Bingo bango. Hey,
What is it? If it's pictures you want, go right ahead.
What's it say on the heart on her,
that voice. The girl's eyes widened. She seemed to have recognized me as well.
Is it just me or does she look really similar to Minato?
I didn't want to assume anything, but a little bit.
Minato with contacts in.
Then again, I was like, part of it, like, that might just be the art style.
Probably,
Maybe,
yeah.
like, there's a little bit of same face going on. I don't... And given how on Minato's route, how repressed that was,
Yep.
I don't know if that's something he would be out and doing, unless he had that dress already because he was wearing it. And there's no way to know.
What does that? I wish I could remember how to read hiragana well.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
I think that ends in na.
Either way, do you want to be this mystery person?
Sure. You're.
Who are you? How dare you dress your beloved Cinderella without permission?
One of the geeks surrounding the maid barked something at me, but I ignored him. He's a geek after all. Who fuck cares? He had a thing going with Natsume, I see.
Hey, you will show proper respect or. Oh, it's Mina. Okay.
Mina.
So I did read the na correctly. Also.
Yeah, no, I know. It's more likely now, okay? It's more likely now.
So, what did you want to tell me?
Sure you want me to say it here in front of everyone?
Very well, follow me then. Mina?
I don't believe Mina's actually friends with a guy like that. Or maybe it's her boyfriend?
They don't look like an item to me. He's pretty handsome, though.
Mina, who's this man? Is he your boyfriend?
Settle down, everyone. He's just the acquaintance of a friend. I have something important to discuss with him alone. Don't worry, it'll be fine. But we can't possibly leave you alone with a man like that. I appreciate the concern, but I'll be all right. Really.
You are the lady. Disperse!
One of the guys waved the onlookers away.
Mina, shake my hand.
The elite nerds were reluctant, but they walked off, turning around and holding up a thumbs up as they did. She responded with a wink and turned around and left with me in tow. Me in tow. Sounds like Minato.
We should be able to talk here in peace.
I guess. I was surprised. Man, I sure didn't expect to run into a maid. Was Natsume your old master or something?
Trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are. I didn't realize Natsume had such trashy friends.
If this is indeed Minato, does that mean the stories we're seeing do leave out significant events?
Could
Because
be.
this felt like it would have been necessary context. Then again, maybe like it's only in putting all of the routes together you get to see everything that happens, including everything that happens to specific people, right?
Maybe
Like
so.
missing this context would reframe their meeting outside of school, right? Because they had already established contact and
Yep.
I'll take that as a compliment. You famous or something? There was quite a commotion back there.
At least it made it easier for you to find me. You never told me your name or what you looked like. Not like any of that matters now. Let's cut to the chase. What did you want to tell me?
What's the hurry? Let's grab something to eat first. I started opening the menu, and the maid stopped me by putting her hand on the table.
Answer me.
Why are you in such a rush? The guy's already dead.
How dare you?
Her sudden outburst made the surface of her black teeth tremble. I could see her frowning face in its reflection.
Don't you care about his death? Doesn't it make you feel anything? Why did a kind-hearted person like him have to die? Why? Even during the funeral, I could barely contain myself.
so you were at the funeral.
Oh? I didn't realize you were there.
All right. I think that's enough. All right. I think we've had enough now. I think that cinches it. So that adds a whole new dimension to Minato's arc then.
Yeah.
Because it's not something he's repressing, it's something he's actively doing and finding enjoyment in, and is having difficulty reconciling with the rest of his life.
Seems like it.
Did you sing?
Huh?
Why did I even ask that? As though to distract from my fuck-up, I made my next move and spoke with a weight to my words.
Are you just bullshitting stuff now?
Absolutely.
There's something off about his death. I can feel it in my gut. The words I'd said after an emphasizing, irritating pause were nothing but my usual lies. Reminded me of the many times I bullshitted my way into some woman's bed just so I could mooch off them. Okay, so he is just mooching. Okay. Yet the maid reacted in a way I didn't expect.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
She leaned forward and pounded the table, spilling some of the tea in the process.
Oh, sorry. I got a little carried away.
It's fine. So, you suspect something?
Yes, and I've always wanted to discuss it with someone. It's almost like you've read my mind. Same smile.
Yeah.
Same, like, I'm not quite okay smile.
Do you think Minato is it just a want to cross-dress and present in a certain way? Or do you think it goes deeper to a more gender?
I also haven't even put together which direction the cross-dressing is going yet, because there was the whole thing at the end there of like, did I accomplish what I wanted? Was I a boy enough? And it's like, okay, is this someone trying to straighten themselves out thing? Or is this actually like
someone who's transmasculine?
Yeah, like, I don't know yet. We're on this ride and we don't quite know where the destination is.
That would seem to cinch it one way or another would be that Minato presents as masculine at school. And goes to the men's restrooms, and there isn't an issue.
Could be oddly progressive.
Maybe. I guess I have it in my head that usually, like, you want to take the least amount of risks in the places where you have to be, right? But hey, that was what it was when I was growing up. Maybe times have changed. I averted my eyes as relief washed over the girl's face.
This phone. Natsume actually handed it to me before his death. Don't you find that a little odd?
Yeah, you don't normally hand off the hub of all your private information to a stranger. I sure as hell wouldn't.
It's almost like he knew he would die. After his funeral was over, I began to think, which was a mistake, that maybe he'd given this to me for a reason.
She looked down at the black object and touched it like something dear. Did you check what's inside?
No, I couldn't bring myself to. I was about to lock it away deep in a shelf, but then you called.
Good thing you have the unlock code for it, right?
Yeah, convenient, right?
Must have made for some very memorable and yet completely unimpressive last words. Like, you're gonna remember his last words forever, but damn, that was it? Couldn't have used it on something else?
I don't understand why he had to die. He wasn't the type to just...
Shivering, she clutched Natsume's phone tightly in her hands. It sort of, reminded me of Natsume when I saw him praying at church that one time.
I have a favor to ask you. Would you help me investigate Natsume's death?
I met her gaze with mine. Those round black eyes, her refined, attractive features, and that pleading look. All triggered my masculine instincts to protect her.
That explains a bit why Haruki is so, like, very, like, protective and, like, no, let me take you out to dinner. Let me get you some coffee. I mean, there's a non-zero chance we are completely wrong about that, but I think her being at the funeral cinched it.
Yeah.
And having the dress already in his closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Huh?
I'll do it on one condition, though.
What are we doing? Let's not grab, but let's make like a nice gesture.
Sure.
I clasped her hands in mine, including the phone she was still holding. Let me stay at your place tonight. It's my one condition.
Fine, I'll get us a taxi.
I had no trouble picking up girls. This was no exception. I moistened my parched throat with the cold coffee I ordered. The taxi parked down in front of the cafe. Mina climbed in the back, but when I tried to follow her... I felt a sudden explosion of pain in my stomach. The last thing I saw before collapsing was a slender leg peeking out from under her skirt. Oh, she actually,
I'd rather keep my personal life separate from this. I think that'd be best for the both of us. In any case, I'll see you again some other time.
Oh, dick move!
Driver, step on it.
The door slammed shut right in front of my nose, and before I could process everything that had happened, the taxi sped off into the darkness. Ugh. That fucking bitch! I was left alone and shivering at the side of the road. Guess I'm sleeping at a manga cafe tonight.
Interesting. So he is homeless.
Yeah, okay, so that explains why he's bouncing from person to person, mooching money off of them.
Using his youthful charm and
Right.
so forth to get money off of lonely career women.
Right, because he otherwise doesn't have a place to go to.
Shit sucks.
Shit sucks. Wrinkling my nose at the characteristic smell of manga cafes that was more or less a unique blend of tobacco and shit, I headed toward the room they had assigned to me. Opened the door with a large yawn. What? And found a girl sleeping on the floor inside. The hell? Did I get the wrong room? Or did I accidentally just stumble into a crime scene? A myriad of possibilities flashed through my mind. The girl opened her eyes.
Haruki!
What did you just say? Hey, you, Brad, how do you know my name?
Are you okay?
Ugh. When I opened my eyes again, the girl was right in front of me.
Are you okay? Do you have your medicine? You have to take your medicine or you'll have another episode.
Oh, good. Taking a step back, I threw a glare at the oddly dressed girl. How did she know about that?
You pushed the nurse call button, didn't you?
Oh, what?
Don't be scared. I came to answer your call. I'm MAMIYA. Your MAMIYA.
So MAMIYA can be different for I see. I was wondering if that was what was going on here. Your MAMIYA is a tiny little maid who, okay.
Nurse maid Moe Blob.
Nurse maid Moe Blob. One more of those and you can get it to fit the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rhythm. What? You're fucking nuts is what you are. Get the hell out of my room.
Relax.
She wrapped her arms around me. The hell are you?
Everything will be all right, Haruki. There's no need to be scared.
As the words kept echoing in my mind, I felt my eyelids grow heavier and heavier. Although my brain was firing off all the red flags in the world, I simply couldn't fight the drowsiness.
Good night, Haruki.
Ugh, fuck. Did I get mugged? Oh, they
took my friggin' kidneys.
High five me at the same time.
Oh, wow. Your hair's a mess. I see you didn't shave either.
Oh, what the fuck? You little.
Huh? Isn't that Mina? What's she doing here? Who is this?
A kind soul who shared his food with me.
Wow, you're actually here. The real deal is something else. Hey, can you sign my... Let's go. Ah, wait. Mina.
Go where, exactly?
A place related to Natsume, I suppose. Isn't it best to start by talking to those he was close to?
In that case,
Let's go to his school.
You don't want to say his nerd? I feel like he's got enough Chad energy to say we should go there, but we should talk to his nerd friends. What, you want to say his school?
I'm down for whichever.
I think they both lead the same place, but it just changes like the tenor.
Okay.
But you want to say his school?
I'm down for whichever.
Okay, that didn't answer my question.
That's true. It didn't.
Why not look for his nerd friends? Didn't he go to your live concert or whatever?
I don't quite appreciate the way you said that, but yes, that's about all I can look into.
Oh, she does live concerts, huh?
Interesting.
The maid took out Natsume's phone and showed me the screen.
See this? I found an invitation on his phone. According to the date, it was sent 2 days before Natsume disappeared.
What's the place?
A cafe on the 3rd floor of the urban building. It's not too far, actually. I say we head there right now.
All right, Sherlock.
Excuse me. Wait, this is a good part. Huh? Mina?
Yes, here. Why?
Yeah, I just want to ask some questions, that's all. I'm the Watson here.
Huh?
Why are you looking at me like that?
There's something we'd like to know.
Something in my hair? Look at my hair, it's perfect. Do you know how hard it takes to get these two to hang down in between my eyes without reducing my vision? It's fucking hard. And then you have the whole like tactile thing of having hair in front of your face but still being able to see, and it fucks you up for a while until you get used to it. Dude, I suffer for this lifestyle, all right? This look right here, practice.
I'm just imagining the awful waking up every morning and getting stabbed in the eye by your own bangs.
Yeah, I can't have bangs. I either have to not have bangs or have bangs that are much shorter than that, because as soon as they get in my eyes, it's fucking over for me.
I'll tell you whatever you want.
Has anyone here participated in an IRL meetup about 2 weeks ago?
IRL meetup. So Natsume went to an IRL meetup. So Natsume had an online circle of friends. Was he like an MMO gamer or something, or just like in a forum?
I don't know. Well, I'd say at least half the people here have.
We're a group of fans currently airing anime, and this is a continuation from last time since we felt like we didn't say enough.
Well, that's good. Natsume was here last time, right? I want to know more about him.
Their faces clouded over as soon as the maid mentioned Natsume's name.
Natsume? Is that his real name?
Yes?
Oh, I see.
We only know each other by our nicknames.
Oh.
We'd know who you're talking about if you gave it to us. That's a good face.
That's a very good face.
It's a really good face. Sorry, we can't help.
It's okay. Thank you. Anyway, I'll...
Maybe you're talking about Cocteau? Cocteau? I don't actually know how you pronounce this one.
That seems fine.
Cocteau? Maybe you're talking about Cocteau? Said to go to your mini live concert.
Ugh.
Can you tell me more about this Cocteau?
You hadn't seen him? I don't remember what it was.
I didn't see him online too much, and the first time he came to participate was 2 weeks ago.
He said he'd love to drop by again, but then he just up and disappeared.
It's not normal to know what people online do for a living, but Cocteau is on another level. Seem to be pretty passionate about participating in your events, though.
I see.
Mina?
Thank you for your time. What you've told us helped a great deal. With that said, I really must go now.
Wait! Could you shake hands with me?
No fair. I want that too.
Do you think people would pay more to shake hands or have her kick them in the dick? What was that article you showed me about how you can actually there was a service for a while where you could get paid to get slapped in the face?
there was
at a bar,
There was a bar where you could pay to get slapped in the face along with your drink.
which honestly I get the appeal. And not just in a I love a woman who will literally kill me way, and the kind of like it just immediately smack. You get the endorphin rush of having like the sensation, and I imagine it brings it with like a refreshing clarity, right? Quick, slap me in the face.
No.
Wait, no, you're a bottom. It won't work. When you slap, it's like getting hit with a wet noodle. Sorry, I've got a fly trying to land on my shoulder right now. Let me.
I'd be glad to. You'll have to form a line, though.
Oh, this is gonna take for fucking ever. I didn't seem to know much. What's the point of questioning people that didn't even know his name?
The fact they don't know much about his personal life is precisely the point. People tend to reveal more about themselves in an anonymous environment.
Yeah,
Not that I
can't
would know
imagine
anything
that.
about this.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. Could you imagine if it got back to your real life? That would suck so hard.
Cocteau. Why do I know that name?
From Cocteau Twins, the band, or from Cocteau, the painter, right?
Yeah, okay.
Is it painter or poet? I'm gonna sound very silly if actually it was a poet.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna check that shit real quick.
Honestly, I never even asked your name. The Maid.
Writer
boy,
and filmmaker. Poet. I guessed wrong.
polymath.
Oh, French culture creds revoked.
You had them to begin with?
I didn't, which is
Okay.
why it's extra painful to have them revoked.
I see. The maid
Now I'm
pointed at her
negatively
badge.
French. Oh, right, it's my line. Sorry. I'm Mina.
No, I mean your real name.
I got to thinking sorry, my brain got derailed because I got to thinking for a second about how it's funny that I don't know French
Yep.
or anything about French culture and stuff because my granddad's first language was French.
Yep. But see, you grew up on the in Texas,
Yep.
right? So you would have had. I grew up here close to the northern border, so I actually did get a French education when I was growing up.
Mm.
Stupidly, I tried different languages in high school, thinking something might catch me more, but no. And all that did is wound up making it so I forgot everything I learned. I gotta Duolingo back into it at some point. I feel like I have enough of a base; it would be easier to do. No, I mean your real name. I also love how loaded of a question that is, because it assumes like, oh, you have your idol persona, but also if that is indeed Minato,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
As long as I wear this, I have no other name. I'm Mina the Maid.
There was a strong will reflected in her dark eyes. The maid lowered her gaze, looking somewhat remorseful for not fully answering my question.
I doubt someone like you would understand.
Having two different conversations, but the words are the same.
Seemed to be some deep reason behind it, but,
But also, I'm trying to put together whether
yes.
is it that Haruki is oblivious and they're having two separate conversations, or is Haruki actually a better person than he seems to be and understands the subtext and is like, you know what? We don't need to go there.
Yeah, okay. I feel like if he understood the subtext, he wouldn't have asked that.
True.
But then maybe he then read the reaction and was like, oh, my bad. Shit, sorry. I just got here. I don't know how many genders there are.
Still, I didn't feel like pushing the question. She was right. I couldn't really comprehend why someone would adopt a fake name. If all it did was fill them with guilt.
Anyway, we should head to the next IRL meetup.
She suddenly clapped her hands as if to motivate herself, taking me by surprise. Whoa, you still want to keep doing this?
Of course, this wasn't the only meetup he attended, you know? Let's keep moving. We have no time to waste.
All right, I get it, but slow down, for God's sake.
Looks like we managed to lose them.
It's that goddamn outfit of yours. It stands out like a sore thumb. Ugh. Fuck! I kept staring at the ground while trying to desperately catch my breath. That's when I saw Mina's hand.
Oh, I must have scraped it on something when we were running.
She tried to downplay it, but her entire knuckle was covered in blood. Ugh, we gotta disinfect it.
It's just a scratch. I don't think...
Shut up and tell me where the closest drugstore is. Grabbed her other hand and hurried out of the alley. I washed the maid's hand down with cold water. Through my wet hands, I could feel her body trembling. Just to scratch my ass.
The wound itself doesn't hurt. It's just the water that stung a little.
You know, whatever you say. Come on, raise your arm. She obediently followed my commands. I used wet toilet paper to clean her wound, then taped the gauze on top of it. There you go. You should be fine now. Let's go. You want something else?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, whatever.
I figured I should thank you properly.
Uh-huh. Don't mention it.
You have a surprisingly gentle side to you.
You always say one word too many, you know that? After splitting with Mina, I spent some time thinking. As I walked through the dark streets, the maid's resigned smile kept flashing into my mind. A smile that felt like it showed an emotion I knew well. I understood completely that it was just an illusion born from my self-consciousness and a desire to dominate. I knew all that, and yet... the night was getting darker. As her moist skin touched, I felt almost like I'd melt alive. But no matter how much time passed, my thirst would never fade.
Oh, Haruki.
I didn't understand why. I only thought I did. I was always alone. Stepped out onto the veranda to light a cigarette. The outside air wasn't as cold as I expected, and it embraced me gently. I thought I hated winter. But I guess nights like this aren't too bad either. Close my eyes and let the cigarette smoke billow around me.
This is probably Mamiya.
You shouldn't smoke.
Hearing someone's voice from behind made me jump. The fuck? Shh. What? The girl pressed a finger to her lips, stopping the scream in my throat.
You shouldn't wake her. It took a long while for her to finally fall asleep.
What the fuck? I took a step away from the girl and lit another cigarette, despite still feeling a little on edge. She had to be a manifestation of the stress that had been building in me from doing all sorts of things outside my comfort zone. Figured I'd just have to ignore her and she'd eventually disappear.
Come now, I told you to stop doing that.
Once again made an attempt to ignore the strangely translucent girl, but her voice rang out like it was seeping directly into my brain.
You do it knowingly, I see.
The girl closed her big, round eyes in a reprimanding fashion. Exhaled a silent breath, neither acknowledging nor denying her statement.
Aren't you freezing out here?
Huh?
Smoking is bad enough. You don't want to compound it with a cold.
Oh, is that him? The sound of him, like taking a smoke? I assumed it was him coughing from
it seemed like a cough.
Yeah.
Smoking generally doesn't seem to make a...
Well, I just wanted to make sure I was doing the correct sounds for the correct... Yeah.
It's going to affect your lungs.
I'll affect your lungs if you don't shut up.
Did you see the change in his expression there? like the wide-eyed, like, the fuck you say face?
When she said that, I nearly dropped my cig.
How do you...
I'm your nurse, remember?
How do you know smoking will affect your lungs?
But, like, Morichika clearly has a lung condition or something that he's, like, weird about, right?
Okay. I didn't read into that. I'd gotten that he had some sort of, like, maybe an asthma or something that was going on, but I assumed it was an effect of his smoking and not that him smoking was exacerbating something he had.
That's my guess, at least. I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
My lips were quivering at this point, but all she did was smile. I was gonna have to seriously reevaluate some things. Why are your eyes so far apart from one another? You've got, like, there's wide face and then there's whatever you're doing. Who are you?
I am Mamiya, your Mamiya.
The moon shone upon the two figures standing on the balcony. The silky hair of the girl calling herself Mamiya gleamed in the cold evening light. The air spreading through my lungs was a mixture of cigarette smoke and inertia. This town had changed its appearance in the time between the last and the first trains. The slumbering souls made no sound. They merely drifted around in limbo, waiting for the sky to whiten. Hey, want to take a short walk? To turn my head, Mamiya was there, smiling in the darkness. We made our way down the street in the middle of the night. The world was at its strangest between 3 and 4 in the morning. To most people, this time went by without them realizing. But to me, it was the most important hour of the day.
The weird part of the night.
Yeah.
Mamiya, as cheery as ever, walked beside me with a calm, deliberate steps. I slightly lowered my speed to let her tiny legs keep up with mine. My thoughts kept coming back to Natsume's death. I wondered if spending time with that maid had affected my brain. Everything about Natsume's passing was shrouded in mystery. His body was discovered after he had gone missing for 3 days.
Just putting something... Does it mean that he was lying about bringing Natsume to the pachinko parlor and just was using that as an excuse to grab?
Seems like it.
Yeah, I'm just putting that together. Sorry, I'm a little slow on the cupcake today. His body was discovered after he'd been missing for 3 days. And by the time of the funeral, it had already been cremated. Interesting. Now, if I was a person with a notion for mystery finding, I'd point out that there's a ripe opportunity for some darned body switching to be going on. Maybe if that is Natsume we saw at the end of Minato's arc, then maybe that was a different body that got cremated, or maybe the body was never cremated and the ashes are just from something else, but it's worth keeping in mind. All we did was place flowers on a closed coffin. There are plenty of rumors. Some thought it was an accident. Others speculated murder. The possibility of suicide came up as well, of course. I don't understand why he had to die.
He wasn't the type to just...
Remembering Natsume made me think of the words the maid had said.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to take your...
Oh, motherfuck. A loud sound roared as a flash covered the sky. Was that? Lightning had struck somewhere.
It's all right. Everything's all right, Haruki.
Did it light anything on fire? Wondered how they'd felt to be struck by lightning.
Evidently, survivable, if infrequently survivable.
What'd be the last thing you saw before getting fried alive?
I see.
It's just a conversation starter. You don't have to make it weird.
Sorry for not being much help, Mina.
It's okay. I do appreciate your assistance.
The guys by the door started talking again. They were, discussing their hobbies and having a good time with their friends. I inspected the fully decorated Christmas tree just to kill some time. It was covered in illumination.
Oh shit, we could have used this as our Christmas game.
Son of a gun.
Well, whatever.
The scene filled me with nostalgia. I was warmed at the touch. Clutching it harder made my fingers also reflect the light. I waited in front of the entrance until Mina came out and shook her head.
It would help if we could figure out where he was during the time he went missing.
Yeah. The main street had been decked out in Christmas lights, making the town look even livelier than usual. When I spotted Mina blowing some warm air into her hands, my body moved on its own, and I gently placed my jacket on her shoulders.
What gives?
Just put this on. Don't worry, we're not going to update the sprites, you'll just have to imagine it.
Thank you. Don't worry though, I hand out flyers while dressed like this all the time.
Is it secretly one of those outfits that is much warmer than you'd think?
I shouldn't let this maid uniform go to waste.
Oh! Ugh.
Are you okay?
Buster Wolf.
I'm sorry, he's just too excited about Christmas. Come on, apologize to the nice lady.
I'm sorry.
It's alright, I understand being excited about Christmas. I am too.
I don't.
Fair enough.
Mina gently squeezed the kid's hand and urged him to follow his family. They turned around a few times, bowing their heads until they finally disappeared into the crowd. In that moment, my eyes met with the kids. What, you want to go? You think I wouldn't punch a kid? Straight up, I will punch a kid. Don't make me figure it out. I averted my gaze almost unconsciously. I glanced to my side and saw Mina still waving them goodbye with a warm smile.
Are you planning to spend Christmas with a special someone?
What, do you like me or something? Or I don't do that kind of stuff. What do you think?
Do you like me or something?
Why, what? Do you like me or something? Oh, what? You fancy me or something?
What? Of course not. Where did that even come from?
Ah, look at you getting all flustered. How cute.
cute. That's not why I asked.
Then why? I brought my face closer just to mess with her a bit.
Could you please keep a distance?
Mind repeating that? I didn't quite catch it.
You're so annoying.
Yep, but I latch onto you and you can't and I don't let go. I'm like a tick. I'll give you Lyme disease. Is that the takeaway? She let out a cough and assumed a more maid-like stance. Reminds me that we never actually had a proper chat, huh? Want to go grab something to eat?
Sure, I'll reserve a table at a place I frequent.
Cool? I expected a firm refusal like usual, so I didn't know how to react when she actually agreed. Well, whatever.
It's nice here. Both the customers and staff here are used to maid uniforms, so nobody cares that I'm wearing one.
I wouldn't expect less from a maid working in Akihabara. Okay, I knew it. She knew the area and its establishments better than me.
I could also like the backgrounds had that correct color scheme to them. And maybe I only know what Akihabara looks like because I've played every Steins Gate game, but that's not your problem.
This place was kind of buried and seemed like a mix of plain restaurant and a bar. And sure enough, nobody here made a big deal about the maid. You upload videos, right? You dance. My question made her choke on what she was eating. Hey, watch it!
I didn't expect you to ask that. I do, though. I really didn't want anyone to upload their sneak vids from events. But since the regulars wanted to see the new stuff, I cooperated with the cafe to record a new one, and that's it.
Oh, I can. So she works at a maid cafe. That's why people... It's not that she's like an independent idol or something who people might know.
Mhm.
It's that she is a specific personality working at a specific cafe. Okay, I understand now.
That's so, huh? Is it fun?
I guess it is. There's lots of rude comments flowing by. Though there were some people who came to the cafe and became fans because of it.
I imagine that trying to make a living putting yourself out there in that way must be a really difficult balance, right?
Yeah.
Because what you're selling is your personality, right? You're selling in this persona. You're selling this character of yourself. And that inherently invites others to... You inherently need others to regard you and judge you in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But in that opening up, you also invariably, make yourself a bigger target for people who are going to be pests and creeps.
Yep.
There's that I don't envy the people who have to walk that line in trying to make a living. That's especially if it's something you do because it's something you want to do and feel strongly about, right? I can't imagine it's fun having to put up with the creeps who take that little bit of exposure and grab all they can.
Yep.
Why are you a maid anyway?
Huh?
There's other part-time jobs out there. Is the pay that good?
I'm not so sure.
Huh?
I really don't know why I'm doing all this.
Oh, hey, maid.
I wanted to dress cute.
Ah, so it's just wanting to be a cute, huh? I get that. I respect it, Minato.
That's all there is to it.
Huh. We left the place and got on the path to the station.
So maybe Minato is perfectly fine with the amount of man or boy that they are, and just wants also to have the option to be cute.
Fair enough.
Which, fair enough.
What will you do this Christmas?
Imagine us being completely wrong about this, by the way.
It'll be so funny when Mina is just a different person.
With a similar name, similar appearance, similar things going on. And it's just, nope, you got bait and switched. I can't tell if we're reading too much into it or if we're just so inured to any kind of gender-based reveal that it's just we reread it from moment one.
What does inured mean?
Like inoculated.
Okay.
Like overexposed to the point where it's like you no longer are phased or affected by it. Did you read her line? I didn't pay attention.
Did. Let me guess, you'll just spend the holidays at some random girl's place.
Huh? I don't know. I exhaled a long breath and looked at the garlands hung on the doors of various shops, as well as the red lamps glued to the streetlights. Christmas always ends up reminding me of home, so...
Huh?
Oh, never mind. Forget I said anything.
Come on, talk to me.
Ugh, it's a pretty lame story. It's the kind that happens to everyone.
Well then, maybe it'll help us discover something that we have in common.
Ugh. We had a huge Christmas tree in the living room. We decorated with stuff we kept in a box that would be untouched any other time of the year. Both the paper boxes for holding presents and the shiny ball ornaments were a lot lighter than they looked. My brother and I would hang up the decorations, check the result to see if it's balanced, then switch up their places. It was my job to put the star on top.
So you had a brother, huh?
Had? Couldn't reach it by myself, so I had to stand on a chair. And we waited for Dad to come home and had a feast of a dinner with cakes for dessert. Pretty boring story, huh?
Not at all. I really enjoyed it.
If you say so. For a while, we kept walking without saying anything to each other.
Really enjoyed it because has always had absent parents and never had that holiday experience
Yep.
of a nice home cooked meal with folks who
Right.
care about and a decorated tree.
Because parents are constantly at work and never at home, and maybe don't even know what their child is up to.
But then Mina suddenly stopped before a corner and turned to face me.
If you really have no plans to spend Christmas with anyone in particular, how about coming over to my cafe?
Was this just a long con to get me as a regular at your cafe? Because damn, if that's the amount of effort you put into it, I applaud you. I know you always have to be on, right? Like you never get to turn it off, but still, fuck. Talk about a long con.
We'll be holding our own Christmas party. We even have a girl who actually attends a pastry school. Her cakes are just as good as the ones you can buy at shops.
Huh.
It may not end up being as memorable as your childhood. But do come by if you're in the mood, okay?
I bet you're saying that just to increase your sales.
Perhaps.
I'll think about it.
Please do.
With that, Mina clasped the hem of her skirt, and I didn't finish reading the line, and gave me a deep curtsy. For a brief moment, the bustling cityscape around us ceased to exist. Felt like I'd just been transported into a different dimension altogether. Like a Victorian castle or an old mansion. A Christmas party, huh? As I exhaled the cigarette smoke, the scent of vanilla hit my nostrils. I hurriedly tightened my facial muscles to stop my lips from curling into a faint smile. Nope, none of that. Nope, enforced miserable. Nope.
A movie theater? I didn't realize they showed movies this late into the night.
Shut up, you. One adult ticket, please.
You don't need to buy one for me. Children don't seem to be allowed inside anyway.
Oops, I only got one ticket. I guess that means only I can go in. Ugh.
There's almost no one in here.
If I actually want to watch the movie, will you shut up?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I liked the inflection. You nailed the inflection on that. You had the absolutely sound like it was going to be on its own and then just added the not quietly. That was funny. I know I ruined the joke by explaining it, but that was funny and you deserve it.
Likely because you're the only one who would actually watch movies at this hour.
It's a small theater. It's almost always like this.
Oh, this isn't your first time then.
I come here whenever I can't sleep.
This reminds me that you often stayed up late to read.
Seriously, who the fuck are you?
I've told you, I'm Mamiya.
How come I'm the only one who can see you?
You're the only one that pushed the nurse call button.
When did he push a nurse call button? Nurse call button. He ended up in a hospital at some point? Or was that in the... was there a nurse call button in a manga cafe?
That'd be weird.
Is it? Because in the one he had, it had like individual rooms and stuff.
It'd be weird.
To have like a nurse call? Yeah, I guess a nurse call
It'd be
button.
really weird. I've never been in a building that's not a hospital that has a nurse call button.
No, but like maybe a call button of some kind for like in a I'm trying to find any other way to rationalize this, and I'm coming up short. Huh.
Why do you know things about me?
I'm one of the few who understands you.
Oh, that's fucked. All right. Yeah, right.
I mean it. I also know about the island that your brother talked about.
Why do you know that? The lights were still on. I stood up and closed the distance with Mamiya still sitting next to me. Haruki?
That was...
Oh, sorry.
My voice sounded weird there.
Sorry. Go for it.
Haruki?
I'm gonna ask again. Just who the hell are you? And why do you know so much about me?
Calm down, Haruki.
You even know about Treasure Island?
Haruki, you're hurting me.
That island!
It doesn't exist.
Before I knew it, the lights had already gone out, and the movie began to play. Wait, this wasn't the movie I paid to see.
Haruki.
My neck refused to move. The film continued to play. My eyes were open wide. And I was made to watch a film that I didn't want to. Within the light, I saw the face of a man I didn't know. Filth that reminded me of vermin crawling on the ground. It was all over the screen. Abuse. Tragedy upon tragedy. It all converged upon the Treasure Island. Treasure Island. A small patch of dirt on the UK's sea. Despite the name, it had very few actual treasures to offer. It was an uninhabited island in a high latitude, making snowfall there the whole year around.
So is that like high latitude? So maybe one of like the Scottish Isles. I forget what there's the name for the archipelagos off Scotland, but
The Hebrides?
Hebrides, right? Yeah, thank you, geography knower. Do you want to be?
Ask me why I know that.
I don't need to. It's fine. Why do you know that?
Exclusively because of Paradox Interactive.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to be big bro?
Sure. How do you feel, Haruki?
Bro, better today. The air pressure's gotten higher. My voice is higher, so you know I'm younger. So where will you take me today?
How about Barcelona?
Don't you mean Barcelona?
Back in the day, I spent more time at the hospital than at home. I barely even showed up at school. I had no friends to speak of either. My brother was pretty much the only person I'd interacted with. I'd discuss everything with him. He was like a close friend. The memory was piling up like a thin sorbet, as though to make a mountain. And that might have been enough for me at the time. While I was stuck in a hospital room, my brother would tell me stories about foreign lands while pointing them out on a guidebook map. Well, he did often go outside of the country for his studies. They must have included places that he didn't know about. Despite that, listening to him always made me feel like I could feel the air and smell the scents of those lands.
What are we gonna do today?
Let's see. Oh, that's odd. I could have sworn I had that book with me.
Are we taking a break? I guess it was bound to happen at some point.
Well, actually, today I'll tell you about the Treasure Island.
The Treasure Island, but I've already read that novel.
No, it's about a treasure island that no one knows about.
Wait, who wrote Treasure Island?
Was that Robert Louis Stevenson?
I think it was Robert Louis Stevenson, and I couldn't remember it because I haven't read that book in literal decades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Louis Stevenson, and it's a Scottish author. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Huh?
It's a small island to the north of Great Britain, a quiet, serene little place.
Oh, Svalbard.
It's a place where the sun rarely shows itself.
Yeah, Svalbard.
It's a world shrouded in silver with snow as far as the eye can see. There is a lone house standing there, though. Its windows are lit up, but if you go in to investigate, you'll find the house completely empty. However, inside, you'd find some fresh, warm bread and soup, as if it was just made for you.
Often pausing to find his words, my brother told me about the island. Let's also not go unremarked that Haruki grew up in the UK, it looks like, and is now living in Japan.
In the UK?
Didn't he say it was off the coast of Scotland? Was he reminiscing about that island? He was reminiscing about that island. Right, okay. I misunderstood something in there. At some point, I had got it in my head that this was taking place in the UK. And then I'm like, no, wait, he was just referring to the island that is treasure. Gotcha. Never mind. We're going to back up and just undo all that.
Okay.
I was completely enraptured by his tale, and even asked a bunch of questions on my own. My brother would close his eyes and heave a long sigh, then dutifully answered each and every one of them. For me, that was enough. I was having trouble breathing.
What's that reflected in his eye? It looks like maybe a face with like a green scarf around it, but it is. But the face is like right in the iris of his eye, so it's hard to resolve if you're not separating it out. But is that his brother's face then?
Could be.
It's having trouble breathing.
I'm guessing this is the figure that he's seeing reflected speaking to him.
You'll never love anyone. Such a poor boy.
A low voice, devoid of emotion. Yet even still, I understood. The freezing chill of the snow sticking to my face felt heavy and painful beyond words.
Haruki, let me make it clear. The Treasure Island doesn't exist. You will spend your whole life unable to love anyone.
Wait, why are those two things related?
Huh.
My subtext reading is letting me down here. Like, I get the idea of having a mythical place that you believed in as a kid, the treasure, but somehow believing in knowing the Treasure Island doesn't exist means that he'll never be able to love anyone. So the Treasure Island somehow in his mind is conflated with the concept of being able to feel love. Did he not grow up with parents, and then that story his brother was telling them was a way of kind of connecting with that kind of warm, intimate, familial love?
Could be.
Or being able to find, yeah. It's because in some way those are connected in his mind, and despite my prodigious subtext reading ability, I'm failing right now.
It was my only source of support in a world of white ceilings and lung pain. The island my brother did his best to tell me about had become my personal sanctuary.
Chica. Mori Chica.
What? Huh? What the fuck? Sorry, I dissociated and now I'm back here in Akiba.
Were you listening?
Nope, I was firmly at dissociation station, babe.
Are you feeling all right?
You'll never love anyone. Sorry. I gotta run a quick errand.
Is this about some woman again?
What if it is?
I see, if you say so.
Your face tells me you want to say something.
Could it be that you're not feeling up for that Christmas party? You've been avoiding me ever since that day.
Well, about that, You'll never love anyone.
I'm sorry if I did anything to upset you, but at least tell me the reason. It was the same with Natsume. He never told me anything.
That has nothing to do with that.
Then, tell me.
Haruki, I'll never love anyone.
Let's say it.
Yeah?
Wait, say what? That's an important question here. I just realized that's a very important question.
Well, I guess the only way to find out is to say it.
This was all because I couldn't love anyone. because deep down I didn't give a damn about you. She also didn't actually care about me as a person. It was best to end it quick. This was an unproductive waste of time. There's no meaning to Natsume's death. There's nothing off about it.
Huh? Why are you saying this all of a sudden?
Stop pretending you don't know. You're just scared to accept reality.
That's not true. Natsume really did.
He's dead, and he's not coming back.
Ah.
You are the only one in the entire world who actually thinks he might still be alive.
Stop it.
You are the only one who's trying to attribute some meaning to his death.
Why are you saying all this?
Well, it was a pretty good way to kill some time, I'll give you that.
A way to kill time?
It's the only reason I did all this. But I got bored, so I figured I might as well let you know. Oh, Haruki trying so hard to press someone wire instead of possibly opening up and having a friend. Well, sure, I enjoyed playing detective for a while, but I've had enough. The color in her eyes changed.
You've been lying to me all this time. I should have known.
She turned around, and the next moment she disappeared into the distance. Wait! I subconsciously extended my hand before slowly pulling it back. The only thing my hand grasped was the cold of the air. But wasn't that what I wanted? I brought an end to it with my own 2 hands. And yet, I simply stood there, unable to move an inch. From that day on, the maid stopped appearing before me. Her phone number, which was the only thing connecting us, no longer worked. 5th exit of Akihabara Station. Next thing I realized, she stopped showing up at our meeting point. Thinking about it now, I didn't even know her real name. Many nights have passed since then. It's so cold.
You okay, Haruki?
Yeah. I'd gone on to seek a woman's touch as if to put on a blanket against the cold, to fill the void in my heart. I felt like I couldn't know my own body heat. Cool December air bit into my skin with the chilliness of cold rejection. I'd met countless people, yet made not a single genuine connection. Tokyo sure was a city of people who lived convenient lives. Could only become a part of the group by suppressing your own individuality. Like the dull pieces of concrete that made up this town. I must have known it all along. The smell of the hospital, the clean, sterile air. It clung to me. And it was as if it had clung to me. And it was as if this could wipe it all clean. I'd made it so that I could always go back to being alone. I believed I always had at least the reins in my hands. Morishika. Me! There was no one behind me. Motherfuck! Up until now, I'd seen people as nothing but consumables. They could change friends and women like clothes. Even if you lost one another, could easily take their place. Why? Was I scared? I looked up and saw MAMIYA standing before me.
Haruki.
Her skirt danced gently in the breeze like a flower. Within the jet black darkness of the night, I found myself thoroughly captivated by her. I exhaled a hot, white breath. MAMIYA's surroundings alone were shining faintly, like she was in a different dimension. It had begun to snow. It always begins to snow during these stories when we're about to... I experienced nights like this countless times before. Enveloped by a cradle of loneliness.
Enveloped by a cradle of
loneliness. A night that seemed to deny existence. Why do you keep appearing before me?
Because I'm MAMIYA.
That's not an answer. I'm not in a good mood.
I'll ask something next. Are you used to being alone?
My breathing stopped, locking the cold air in my lungs. Of course. A long time.
Answer me honestly. Are you truly used to being alone?
Oh, shit. Of course, or I think so. I think in this place we're at an of course we are.
Sure.
Who was that in the corner there?
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm very used to it. The breath of relief I exhale was hazy and white. I stopped expecting things a long time ago. I didn't have the faintest expectation that others would understand how I truly...
I see. I understand you now.
The fuck does that mean? She put on a faint smile, her arm extended toward me. She's probably gonna strangle me to death.
You can't love people, can you?
The fuck do you... Normally I could have handled this calmly. I'd seen enough movies to know that the way this was going wouldn't lead to anything good. Yet I acted like a dumbass and gave her honest answers. Must have been because she could see right through my personal sentiments.
How does it feel to be unable to love?
Is it lonely or is it pathetic? Yeah, who are you in the corner there? Is that... Oh, wait, never mind. I see the nurse cap on. That is our
okay.
MAMIYA. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is it lonely? Lonely seems to be hitting the same thing we've been hitting. Is it pathetic? That seems to develop...
Sure.
I think, yeah, pathetic.
It's pathetic, damn it! The kind of sins I have can't lead to anything long term.
Why can't you love?
Good question. A single snowflake fell on my nose. It's 'cause... afraid of loving, but not being loved back. The warmth of my skin made it gently melt. I don't want to feel even more pathetic than I already do. The pain of winter didn't leave much room to feel the cold.
Then, at the very least, I'd like you to push the nurse call button.
The fuck?
You need to seek help in times of hardship.
Is this like a coma dream? I don't think this is a coma dream, but what are you talking about with nurse call button? Come on now.
I'm a nurse. I come when you press the button.
I
Like you have been doing.
see.
You're not alone.
Don't say careless.
Sure.
Or it's got nothing to do with it. It's got nothing because she's not real, right?
Okay.
We're in the...
That single careless utterance of hers brought my blood to a boil. It's got nothing to do with you. Upon shouting that, I had to keep myself from coughing.
Nothing to do with me. Why? I've been with you all this time.
You're an illusion. Even if I had a reliable friend, it wouldn't be you. A weak patient wants more than something as vague as you.
An illusion? But this is reality, something you can't avoid, even if you plug your ears and close your eyes.
Shut up!
You're the only one for me.
Is that because you're a delusion I created?
Yes. I'm MAMIYA, a being that came into existence for your sake alone. Here. Can you see me?
MAMIYA gently touched my cheeks. The cold made it difficult to tell if her hands were warm or not. I can't.
Feel my touch. I can love you, for I am the MAMIYA within your head. I am you. And that's why you can love me, too. All you have to do is acknowledge MAMIYA.
Her gaze pierced through me.
Will you do that?
This feels like a bad idea.
I see we don't get a choice.
The snow kept piling up around us. The boundary between MAMIYA and myself began to grow hazier and hazier. Almost out of reflex, I ended up hugging her.
How about now?
Yeah.
I can feel you just fine. I poured more strength into my embrace, as though not to let her go. MAMIYA,
Yes.
don't leave me alone.
I won't. I'll be with you forever. It's all right. Your pain reached me, and so did your shouts for help. Thank you for pressing the nurse call button.
MAMIYA fell silent and continued to say nothing as the embrace continued. I wondered, when all my wants and wishes had dried up, When I no longer felt the desire for anything in this town. What would become of me then? And we'll have to find out next time. I feel like we're really close to the end of this, but also we have a cap on how long our episodes go, so it might be a little weird on the rhythm. It's just how it is.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.